Hello, shiny one. Welcome back here. So, I wanted to do a quick recap of what has just happened. I mean, look what we're at in this day today, and look how far we've come in this whole change in consciousness. And so, if you look back at 2012 to now, it's been 10 years in time and space. And that is based on what we know about what a decade is. Okay. And again, that's involving time and space. And since then, we had a whole reboot of everything. And we have access like we've never had access to before to our higher self, to the higher frequencies, to, all that is. And it's coming flooding through each one of us. There's no gurus or healers per se, or any of those ones that were the ones that did it and then we're there for the others in the future, what we're moving in towards. And we'll get to that in just a second here. And so we had a reboot, and year zero was 2013, and 14 was year one. And again, we're still involving time and space, but just go with us here. And so now it's the year nine, and we're almost again at that decade point. But again, we stepped out of time and space of what we knew it to be. It expanded. There's so much more than. There's like double duality. There's more duality. And then there's a whole new frequency, a whole new neutral way of moving within the self. That non-reactory, reactionary way within the self. In any given moment, we can access that. And so when the shift happened, it took a little bit for it to occur. Again, it's just like with the full moon. All of a sudden, you don't snap your fingers and the moon is full or not full. There's a lag time. And that lag time is still here. That lag time, we could also equate it to be the third dimension. That dimensions being a structure in which an experience is played out, either physical or non-physical. A dimension is a circle, square, triangle, all sorts of different shapes. And within that structure, things are played out. And here it's been the third dimensional structure, right or wrong, left or right, male, female, good or bad. It's been a duality. That duality expanded, and it became even more so with a higher rushing of frequencies coming in, and blowing it all kind of to a different way of being. It almost said like blowing it to pieces in a way. It's creating destruction, which creates renewal. And cycles are like that. This cycle's different. This cycle's a different cycle that's never happened before. Not like this. And it's exulting. It's exhilarating. That's the word. Exhilarating. Exciting to be alive now. It's exciting to be alive because we passed that threshold fairly recently, and it happened at the beginning of this year. And so it's amazing how we can literally take a 10-year period we had in Gregorian time and space and say 10-year decade, and now look back and say, wow, 2012 was almost 10 years ago. December 21st, 2012 is what, many people had used as that marker, saying, hey, we're about to face a totally different way of living and being on this planet. And humanity is about to experience something that they may not be prepared for, that they weren't ready for. And to the Mayans, we were moving towards the galactic sun again. So we moved around that cycle again. But this time around, many cycles in all of creation came to an end. So this is something we've never experienced before. None of us. It's all brand new. That's why it's so exciting. And so as we're moving here, right, there's no place really. We're all feeling it. If you're a teacher, you're a healer, you're doing your practice, you're doing your thing. I am too. You might find that things are shifting in your life. You might find that there's a space more than it has been, as far as like you doing your work, your clientele, what have you been doing with your business, or even in your personal life. As we move more into this year, we're going to find this expansion available, because we have been doing so much. And if you look back, it also looked 10 years. It seems like 2,000 years, if not more. I used to joke with my colleagues, my friends, in the past few years about 2017 seemed like it was about 2,000 years ago. So keep going back, keep going back. When we moved out of consciously in our consciousness, out of this mind-made thing of time and space, clock, calendar, the way we move every day, the sun comes up, the sun goes down, that all shifted, folks. And so now you have the upheaval, it's just on, of the climate. The sea levels have risen, and it's not 50 years some from now, there's going to be a massive change. We're in it. So there's no longer saying, oh, we're going, at some point, there's going to be some major changes happening on the planet with the climate, and all structures that were based on that third dimensional structure of good, bad, right or wrong are being dismantled, and we're living it. It's real time now. We have the technology. We have so much more technology and so much more of our experience of being in the quantum time now, because we've had enough of this movement from when the sun comes up, the sun goes down, since our marker of that 2012 was new calendars, the clocks, everything that we knew to be. As we move more into quantum reality, the world's still moving by that structural third, 3D, right or wrong, good, bad, fight, battle this, battle the climate, battle each other, try to figure it out with the heads. So mental. And it's a beautiful time to just step away from everything and to take the chance and to go in, even if you don't feel like you have that security, right? Finances, relationships, nope. Perfect opportunity to just really go in, trust a voice that will give you this idea to that idea to that idea, and boom, you're off to really what you wanted for so long, because the energies are now available, the frequencies are available. So I just wanted to take this time here just to have a little chat with you, to just kind of go back, and just kind of sit down for a second and go, wait a second, it's been 10 years, so what we knew 10 years, we're all moving through it, It's we're having a human experience, and plus we are eternal divine beings. We are love and compassion. That's our normal, regular state of being. And as it comes more in regular way of living, this is what we've been talking about, how the world is moving towards that wellness state of being. Well, it seems like it's all come and done. Well, it is. I mean, you have earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, and you have massive flooding and tsunamis and hurricanes and all this happening. So it can bring fear within the individual, and that collects in the consciousness, and you start feeling it from others. It's everywhere around you because people are uncertain. They're carrying around uncertainty, not sure, not knowing about what's going on, not sure about themselves within, and that's why we always said and went back to the breath. If the individual breathes, then there'll be clarity and there'll be space, and then well-being, and the body relaxes. So it really all has to do with the well-being. As these big things, maybe you have dreams you've wanted to come in fruition, no matter what age you are. Now is the time. It's like we're Zoom, we're in it, we're in the Zoom, we're zooming off into this thing, what we used to call the future. And what it is just coming right in the middle of ourselves, smack dab in the middle of the very new now moment. And we just finished that sentence, it's now, new now moment. And it goes on like this. And we just get regulated with this being in the nowness and being alive and electrified and excited and courageous to just go out and start creating what we always wanted to do, even though you had dreams before, it didn't work, but that's okay, because the energies are still there. Everything that you did is still there. Everything. What we call the Akashic records. I mean, there's nothing that can be erased from creation. We are creator beings, and there's no end to it. So as we continue on with this life, there's no ending to it. There's no end to this life. You'll die incomplete. You'll just continue on and slip in one vehicle, go out the other, and into a new experience. Creation's huge. It's a very big place, and there's places where you can relax and out into the islands after you leave this place. But while we're here, we utilize our breath and breathe and remain centered the best that we can, to the best of our abilities, because you're just doing your daily activities. You don't stop and go, okay, oh yeah, my breath. Well, yeah, you do, inside your mind or inside your being, and then while you're still multitasking. So that's what's important, to do that, stay center and all that. So here we go, zooming off into another new day, You wake up every day, today's a good day, regardless of what's going on. Maybe things you've been working on for the past whatever, it hasn't come fruition, you're not seeing anything at all in sight. Today's a good day, because guaranteed it will be in sight. It's guaranteed. And you start feeling that within yourself. There is an act here on stage. You have to play and act like we're feeling well for nothing at all. And it raises the frequency within the self. So things start happening. It's the little things, even the little things in life we'd be grateful for. The water we have today, the food we have, for everything that was given to us, for our ability, our working hands. Maybe you don't have hands, because they got amputated or something. You have a physical body, you have ears, you're listening to this. And if you don't have that, that's okay. If you don't have your hands, your legs, your feet, your head, your this or that, you're still here listening. You're still an eternal being when you're stripped away to nothing. And there is no nothing, because you last forever. So, well, I almost wanted today, this year, right now, because it's starting. We're now into the new year. We want to celebrate 2012, because we couldn't then. It was almost too distracting with the energies, or too crazy and coming undone, and the way the sun was flicking its switch and doing some stuff. And because I remember what the sun was doing back at the end of 2012, and it was something very, very far out. None of us could have taken pictures. None of us could have taken video to really capture what was happening at a galactic and universal level, my friends. So thank you so much for listening. And perhaps we'll see you tomorrow. It depends on what Muriel has going on, but maybe Sunday, Monday, but we'll be back fairly shortly here in the new now moment. Thank you so much. Namaste.